It looks like Mendeecees and his wife Yandy from Love and Hip Hop are standing on the edge of a storm that could tear their marriage apart. The once unbreakable couple admired for their loyalty and chemistry now find themselves surrounded by chaos, whispers, and unsettling truths. Every glance, every rumor, and every online post seems to add fuel to an already burning fire. Erica's constant appearance around them has become a dark cloud hanging over their relationship. What once looked like casual friendship has now become the center of endless speculation. The pressure is mounting, and even Yandy's trademark composure is beginning to crack under the weight of it all. She's been trying to keep things in control, smiling for the cameras, posting family pictures, and showing strength. But behind the scenes, everything feels dangerously fragile. The whispers of mysterious women approaching Mendeecees have started to sound louder, more real, and much harder to ignore. Fans are asking, is this the beginning of the end for Yandy and Mendeecees? Can love survive when trust is constantly tested in public view? Or will the couple who once survived fame, prison, and scandal finally reach their breaking point? This story is about to uncover everything from the roots of their romance to the emotional chaos now threatening to destroy it all. Because this time the danger isn't from the outside world, it's inside their marriage. The drama surrounding Mendeecees and Yandy has reached a boiling point, and Erica's involvement seems to be at the center of it all. Wherever Yandy goes, Erica somehow follows, bringing with her a trail of confusion, tension, and whispered accusations. Insiders claim that Erica has been getting too close to Mendeecees, showing up uninvited, and always finding a way into their personal space. To outsiders, it might look harmless, but to those who've watched the couple's journey from the start, it's clear that the cracks are beginning to show. Yandy has been the steady force holding her family together through years of turmoil, but now even she appears exhausted, worn out by the endless drama invading her home. She's defended her husband, denied every rumor, and tried to keep her dignity intact, yet it's impossible to ignore the uneasy feeling that something deeper is unfolding. The tension exploded when whispers began that not just Erica, but other mysterious women had been seen interacting with Mendeecees. Some reports claim these women approached him in public, acting overly familiar, while others insist they were part of a setup meant to expose him. Yandy's supporters see a woman doing everything to protect her marriage from vultures circling for chaos. Her critics, however, argue she's blinded by love, refusing to face the truth. Meanwhile, Mendeecees remains caught in the middle, defensive one moment, silent the next. The couple's chemistry that once felt unbreakable now looks tense and uncertain. Every episode, every clip, every social media post feels like another clue in an unraveling story. The question everyone's asking, is this just another publicity-fueled misunderstanding? Or are we witnessing the painful unraveling of a love story once considered untouchable? Whatever the answer, it's clear that this storm has only begun, and Yandy may soon face the hardest decision of her life. Before the chaos, before the reality TV drama, there was a simple story of two people who crossed paths in a moment that changed everything. Yandy Smith was managing rapper Jim Jones when she traveled to Miami for one of his shows. She had no idea that the trip would rewrite her destiny. In the crowd amid flashing lights and loud music, she met a man who would one day become the center of her world, Mendeecees Harris. There was an instant spark, the kind that doesn't need words. After the show, instead of heading to the after-party, Yandy decided to stay back at the hotel. Fate followed her there. Mendeecees, with his calm confidence and easy charm, approached her with the kind of smoothness that makes an impression. He wasn't pushy, just present. Yandy later confessed she felt something real in that moment, something she couldn't explain. What started as casual conversation soon turned into hours of laughter and connection. They discovered they shared the same ambition, drive, and hunger for success. Mendeecees made a bold move, jokingly telling her that if she wasn't going to the party, then neither would he. That night, they skipped the glitz and found comfort in conversation. He even offered to book her flight home just to spend a few more days together. It wasn't a typical Hollywood love story. It was organic, raw, and filled with genuine emotion. From that Miami trip onwards, they were inseparable. Every call and every text deepened their bond. Yandy described it as a relationship built on mutual respect and pure energy, something she hadn't felt before. The more time they spent together, the clearer it became that this wasn't a fleeting attraction. When she returned to New York, Mendeecees followed, determined not to let her slip away. Their connection grew into a partnership that blurred the lines between love and loyalty. They became each other's motivation, building careers, sharing dreams, and slowly transforming from two ambitious individuals into a powerful pair. Long before cameras and controversies, Yandy and Mendeecees were just two souls discovering something rare, real love in an industry where almost nothing lasts. As their bond deepened, fame soon followed. When Yandy and Mendeecees appeared together on the second season of Love and Hip Hop, audiences were instantly drawn to their chemistry. They weren't just another TV couple. They were authentic, relatable, and full of energy. Fans watched their relationship unfold on screen, from quiet romantic moments to fiery confrontations that showed their passion ran deep. Yandy quickly became one of the show's most admired figures, balancing business, motherhood, and love with unshakable grace. Mendeecees, charismatic and confident, became the supportive yet unpredictable partner viewers couldn't stop watching. Their story captured hearts because it mirrored the struggles of real relationships, the highs, the sacrifices, and the loyalty tested in public view. Eventually, after years of ups and downs, Mendeecees proposed in front of millions of viewers, a moment that cemented their place as reality TV royalty. Their wedding became one of the most talked about events in the franchise's history. Celebrities, co-stars, and family gathered to witness the union that fans had rooted for since the beginning. The ceremony was lavish yet emotional, a reflection of everything they had endured. But even amid the glamour, there were whispers that their marriage wasn't fully official, sparking speculation that paperwork had never been properly filed. Yandy brushed off the rumors, saying what mattered most was the bond they shared, not a government stamp. That declaration made fans love her even more, seeing her as a woman who valued commitment over validation. For a time, it seemed they had everything: fame, family, and fortune. Yet behind the smiles and designer outfits, unseen tensions were already forming, hinting that their fairy tale wasn't as perfect as it seemed. Just when Yandy and Mendeecees' love seemed unstoppable, life threw its hardest test yet, the kind of storm few couples ever survive. Mendeecees' past caught up with him in the harshest way when federal agents charged him in connection with drug trafficking. It was a dark chapter that threatened everything they had built together. Overnight, the glamorous couple who symbolized strength and loyalty became headlines for all the wrong reasons. Cameras captured Yandy trying to stay strong, holding her head high as she attended court hearings and faced the press. But inside, the pain was heavy. The man she loved, her partner, her children's father, was now facing years behind bars. When the sentence finally came down, Mendeecees was ordered to serve 8 years in prison. Many thought their relationship wouldn't survive. But Yandy refused to let distance destroy what they had. She visited him regularly, raised their children alone, and even took care of his other kids from previous relationships, proving her loyalty went far beyond the cameras. Fans admired her resilience. She became the face of devotion and perseverance, yet the toll was undeniable. The constant travel, emotional stress, and raising a family solo left her drained. The prison phone calls grew shorter and the conversations heavier. Mendeecees, while grateful for her strength, struggled with guilt for putting her in that position. The connection that once felt effortless began to strain under reality's weight. Still, Yandy kept the world believing everything was fine, posting smiles while quietly breaking inside. Their love endured the sentence, but the cracks were visible. And when Mendeecees finally walked out of prison, the world expected a reunion, but instead, it marked the beginning of a new kind of trouble neither of them was ready for. When Mendeecees came home, fans expected a love story of redemption, but what unfolded was a saga of betrayal, suspicion, and emotional warfare. Almost immediately after his release, rumors began swirling that he had fathered a child with a woman named Jasmine during his time away. The story hit like a grenade across the Love and Hip Hop community. Jasmine claimed her child, Little Mendeecees Jr. was his son and demanded acknowledgement, not secrecy. Yandy, blindsided, humiliated, and exhausted, was forced to face the whispers publicly on camera. Though she maintained her signature composure, her eyes betrayed a storm of disbelief and quiet fury. Mendeecees initially dismissed the claims as manipulative distractions, but as photos, dates, and overlapping timelines began to surface, the walls of denial started to crack. Yandy found herself questioning everything she had once defended so fiercely. Just as the situation began to cool, Erica reemerged, like gasoline on a dying flame. Once considered a friend, Erica's name began appearing in blogs linking her to Mendeecees in suspicious ways. Reports claimed they were seen together in private business meetings, though insiders whispered the connection ran deeper. The tension reached its peak during the Love and Hip Hop season finale, when Yandy confronted both Mendeecees and Erica in a scene that would go down in reality TV history. The set turned electric. Voices rose, tears fell, and years of resentment spilled out unfiltered. Yandy demanded truth, not PR-rehearsed lines, not excuses, but the raw honesty she'd earned. Mendeecees tried to deflect, accusing Erica of chasing attention, but Yandy wasn't having it. Erica, never one to retreat, fired back viciously, accusing Yandy of living in denial and crafting a fake image of a perfect marriage for the cameras. The confrontation turned into an emotional battlefield. Yandy's heartbreak was visible, Erica's defiance was palpable, and Mendeecees, caught in the storm, appeared small and evasive. The moment Yandy walked off set in silence, viewers knew something deeper had broken. It wasn't just about infidelity anymore, it was about trust, image, and self-respect. Social media ignited instantly, with clips of Yandy's tearful walkout and Erica's smirk circulating across every platform. Fans were divided. Some accused Yandy of clinging to a broken marriage, others branded Erica an opportunist manipulating chaos for relevance. The finale didn't just end a season, it shattered the illusion of a love story. Yandy had stood by Mendeecees through prison, scandal, and public scrutiny, but betrayal, whether emotional or physical, was a wound even her strength might not heal. As the credits rolled, fans were left with one haunting question. Was this the final crack in their empire, or the painful beginning of Yandy reclaiming her power once and for all? When the finale aired, the drama didn't end with television. It detonated across social media like wildfire. Within hours, alleged screenshots, private messages, and cryptic videos flooded the internet, each one more damning than the last. Fans circulated supposed DMs between Mendeecees and multiple women, some claiming they had receipts proving late-night meetups and secret hotel stays. One woman even posted a Snapchat story hinting that she'd been flown out by a taken man from LHH, tagging locations uncomfortably close to where Mendeecees had been spotted days earlier. Yandy, who had always used her platforms for family and empowerment, suddenly found herself under siege. Every photo she posted became a code for speculation, every caption a clue about the state of her marriage. At first, she stayed silent, but silence only intensified the storm. Then came the viral clip, a blurry lounge video appearing to show Mendeecees laughing beside an unidentified woman. Within minutes, gossip blogs ran it everywhere, framing it as proof of ongoing infidelity. Supporters defended him, claiming the footage was old or edited. Critics insisted it was the smoking gun. Erica added fuel to the fire by liking shady posts and reposting quotes about women pretending to be strong while breaking inside, clearly aimed at Yandy. The second wave of screenshots arrived days later, this time from what appeared to be Mendeecees' private Snapchat, showing flirty exchanges and late-night hearts. Though unverified, they were enough to set the internet ablaze. Yandy's fans urged her to walk away. Detractors accused her of staying to protect her brand. Finally, Mendeecees went live, dismissing the allegations as fake clout chasers, but his defensive tone lacked conviction. By then, the digital court of public opinion had already rendered its verdict. The damage was irreversible. Their love story had transformed into a public trial, fought not in private but through likes, reposts, and viral narratives. What was once their most intimate bond had become everyone's entertainment, dissected by strangers in real time. The battle wasn't just between two people anymore, it was between perception and reality, loyalty and humiliation, and in that war, there were no winners. As the online chaos escalated, the most devastating blow didn't come from strangers. It came from within their own home. The tension between Yandy and Mendeecees seeped into daily life, infecting the atmosphere that had once been warm and full of laughter. What began as whispers outside had now become unspoken pain inside. The breaking point arrived one evening at what was supposed to be a peaceful family dinner. Their eldest son, weary from hearing classmates talk about his parents and watching his mother silently cry, asked the question no one was ready for. "Dad, why do people say you cheated on Mom?" The room fell still. Mendeecees tried to deflect, calling it gossip, but the damage was instant. The thin wall between public scandal and private life had finally collapsed. Later that night, Yandy, emotionally exhausted and stripped of patience, confronted her husband head-on. Her voice cracked as she demanded the truth. Not rehearsed lines, not evasions, but the raw honesty she deserved. The argument spiraled quickly, voices echoing through the house. Mendeecees insisted the screenshots were fake, that Erica and others were using his name to stay relevant. But Yandy snapped, shouting that love shouldn't feel like humiliation, that she had sacrificed her peace, her pride, and her privacy for a man who wouldn't protect her name. Their son, shaken by the shouting, finally yelled that he was tired of pretending for the cameras, that they all were. The outburst shattered the room. Mendeecees, unable to respond, stormed out, slamming the door behind him. The sound marked the end of something fragile. Yandy broke down completely, holding her children close while trying to hide her tears. The next morning, eagle-eyed fans noticed she had deleted almost all couple photos from Instagram and posted a single cryptic line: "Sometimes silence is the loudest goodbye." That post sent shockwaves across social media. Blogs reported that Mendeecees had moved out temporarily, while insiders whispered Yandy was prioritizing peace and protecting her kids. Even close friends noticed the change. Her smiles now looked practiced, and his once vibrant energy online had turned distant and defensive. The household that once stood as a symbol of resilience now felt hollow. The love story fans once envied had cracked wide open, exposing a painful truth. They weren't fighting the world anymore. They were fighting each other. And this time, there might be no camera, no apology, and no reunion special that could fix what was lost. As if the situation couldn't get more complicated, the next wave of tension came from someone who had always been both Mendeecees' greatest defender and Yandy's biggest critic, his mother, Judy Harris. Known for her fiery personality and sharp tongue, Judy never held back when it came to her opinions about Yandy. Throughout their relationship, she often clashed with her daughter-in-law, accusing Yandy of being controlling and too focused on image. But after the cheating rumors and family fights hit the public eye, Judy stepped in again, this time louder than ever. On a live stream that went viral, she implied that Yandy wasn't as innocent as she portrayed herself to be, hinting that her fake strength was partly to blame for the household chaos. Fans were stunned watching a mother seemingly take sides against her son's wife during the couple's lowest point. Yandy responded with grace, but couldn't hide her disappointment, saying she had always tried to keep peace for the sake of the children. The damage, however, was done. Judy's comments widened the rift, dividing the family into emotional camps. Mendeecees, torn between loyalty to his mother and his wife, found himself caught in the middle, defending both but pleasing neither. Family gatherings became unbearable. Even the children began sensing the coldness between adults. What had once been private family tension now turned into open warfare played out across social media and reality TV clips. The ripple effect was undeniable. Communication broke down, love turned into resentment, and the Harris family name became synonymous with drama. What started as a marriage under pressure had now evolved into a family implosion, one that no amount of fame, money, or apologies could easily repair. The fallout didn't just rock the Harris household. It divided the love and hip-hop community itself. Cast members, bloggers, and fans took to social media to pick sides, each convinced they knew the truth. Some of Yandy's closest allies, like Kimbella and Young Jock, publicly supported her, praising her strength and calling her a woman who gave everything for love. Others, however, felt sympathy for Mendeecees, arguing that he was being dragged unfairly through exaggerated gossip and opportunistic lies. Even the producers reportedly debated how to handle the storyline, unsure whether to protect the couple's privacy or capitalize on the ratings frenzy. Fans, meanwhile, turned comment sections into battlegrounds. Hashtags like Team Yandy and Free Mendeecees trended simultaneously, symbolizing a divided audience that couldn't decide who was the real victim. Every new clip or interview added fuel to the fire, and every silence was treated as a confession. The public spectacle made it clear their marriage was no longer just a relationship. It was entertainment dissected and consumed by millions. And yet, beneath the noise, one truth remained hauntingly clear. Fame had magnified their love, but it also magnified every single flaw. As the dust settles, one question lingers. What's next for Yandy and Mendeecees? Will they rebuild the empire they created together? Or will the cracks finally split them apart for good? Insiders claim the two are taking space, focusing on healing privately while keeping the cameras at bay. But others whisper that this pause might be the silent prelude to divorce. Yandy has started channeling her energy into her businesses and activism again, posting motivational quotes about peace over pride. Mendeecees, on the other hand, has kept a low profile, appearing in photos with his children, but rarely mentioning Yandy. For fans, the uncertainty is agonizing, yet magnetic. Could this couple, who once symbolized loyalty through every storm, find their way back? Or are we witnessing the final act of their story? One thing is certain, their journey isn't just about fame anymore. It's about resilience, forgiveness, and the brutal reality of love in the spotlight. Tell us what you think. Can love survive public betrayal? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button if you've followed this roller coaster. And don't forget to subscribe for more untold celebrity truths and behind-the-scenes revelations. The story isn't over, it's just evolving.